Okay, good morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia, head trader at TradeView Markets. It is the first of the month, December 1st, a little after 11 o'clock Eastern. We try to get to at 11 o'clock as soon as possible. As everybody would know, it's been an elevated VIX lately, so we apologize if we're a minute or two late. It's only because we're actively in the pits here. I'm trying to gather as much information to give you a quality product and get it out when we can. All right, so let's log into TradeGate Hub this morning. Following Monday's data, which, by the way, this is how I sign into TradeGate Hub in the morning, just like everybody else. So, as I say before, Monday is or actually it's going to be Sunday night now. I'll start posting all the information or all the data that I compile for Monday morning, so everybody can, at least disseminate the information and sleep on it, if you will, instead of trying to derive a plan Monday, because, maybe something may be relevant. I don't know if there are futures traders out there. Maybe something's relevant with Bitcoin or anything that has to do with the dollar. But to digress, I will start posting more the information for Monday morning that is relevant throughout the week on Sunday night. So, all right, COVID fears, that's where we're at. You know what? Watch these, okay? As the market gets more uncertain and you see the VIX levels elevated, I always say this to Dale, the coach. Leave that to the professionals. As I said before, one person's opinion is not the judge and the jury, but certainly a person that after 4:05 Eastern and he gets on CNBC and can articulate and disseminate, again, not to be redundant, the market is the way he does, going backwards of what happened that day and even going forward is tremendous. And he used to be at Barron's.com, Mike Santoli, and now he's on CNBC. All right. Billionaire Stevie Cohen, I posted today, wants to invest in a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week exchange, which is why Robinhood is down even further today. I'll get to that in a second. Okay. Tactical sentiment, we're washed out. Okay. So now there's an old adage, and I can tell you that I remember this adage because it happens way, way more times than not. Very, very rarely does the market play to the perfect dream scenario of having that perfect setup. We, as a stockbroker, I used to say to people, the cliche that somebody was a little reluctant that didn't want to take my idea. I used to say, if you waited for every light to turn green, you never leave the house. If you waited for every perfect scenario, you'd be sitting on your hands a long time. And very few people I know at the age of 49 that I've seen thousands have that discipline. Okay. And I say, because they very rarely give you the dream setup. We came in today completely washed out because of the new variant of the COVID fear, if you will. Now, everybody's got to keep in the back of their mind what happened in March of 2020 in April was we sold off correct. I mean, it was a 40, whatever it was, correction across the board. And we made a V bounce back and actually made new highs. So when the Delta variant started coming out and now it wasn't, everybody was on pins and needles. I get it. You know what I mean? Nobody really wanted to step into the train. But what I'm saying is that a lot of people rushed to, a lot of people flinched, as we say. So we came in here today and I said that they very rarely give you a dream setup, because if you come in today and you see the market up, I'll look in a second, I'll show you my screen. You're like, it just, sometimes you got to take a little risk, you know what I mean? But there are some stocks today when you see the futures up 60 handles, 70 handles that are down. So if God forbid, I got caught with one. I had my biggest position today. Got started at a sell. So I look at this morning and the futures are up 60 handles. I think I'm going to make a good amount of money in it. And I had to actually work on my loser more than I had to work on my winners. Lesson right there. All right. So we came in oversold. Gamma exposure, do your due diligence, fear and greed over time. That is within a week. We went from extreme greed to extreme. Well, that is extreme. I mean, the barometers right here are COVID, and that's very rare. If you go back 10 years, they're all within these channels. So we went from extreme greed to extreme fear, just like that. Advanced decline and put call ratios. These are gauges that I use to start entering, and especially when the VIX is elevated. I use these as my entry points, not not a gap or anything. I use timing on an elevated VIX is more important than price, if you know what I mean. Uh, advance the call. Top bull bets of yesterday. What we're looking at. WE, Delta work, TDD, pins. Pins is up to AT&T. Oh my Lord. S&P future sentiment. This is where we were. So listen, this is why I was reluctant to go because the sentiment was pinned, as I said, and I was a little reluctant because the S&P sentiment still nowhere near where it should be for me to make that aggressive of a trade, excuse me. But crude, flashed. I mean, crude's not going to be there for the next year and a half with that buy signal. Buy signal meaning completely washed out. And by the way, crude stocks are up nicely today, so hence the bounce. Gold, you know what I mean? It should have been up more than it reversed yesterday. As I was doing the video with Coach at 10 o'clock, I actually sold some of that NUGT, which to get out of a loser, and that offset my AU winner. So they're up again today, but they did reverse and go red yesterday. So in hindsight, it was a good sale, but what are you going to do? Sector sentiment, take a look, SPY gamma exposure. Look every time the gamma, just correlate the lines. Every time it goes down, we bounce. A down line, bounce. A down line here, a bounce. Not precipitous, but a breath. Look what happens when the breath goes all the way, it gets washed out. A bounce. Breath washed out, a bounce. Breath washed out here. Then we bounce. So, I wouldn't expect the V-shaped move because there's more technical damage than before. Panic indicator, upgrades and downgrades. I had donut, by the way, Krispy Kreme. So it went from I'll tell you, you know what? Let me write that down so I don't forget. So I'll tell you how I handled the trade, bottom line. I think I traded it pretty well. And I took the loss, by the way, but I moved on. ARK Investments making moves. They're buying Zoom, Zillow, Twitter, Hood. Oh, big loser for Hood. Blade, that's a new sexy one. Toast, IPO, Mass, I don't get it. DNA, I do get it. I like it. STGR, I'm starting to nibble. So they bought Z and they sold Z. Sold Tesla, more coin, more U, more coin, more Tesla. So they have to take off this Tesla to offset the losers that they have. Anyway, daily Contra scans. This is a new one I put up. These stocks are for the active trader that trades good size. This is a nice list. Go over it through every day. You'll see what I mean. Gapping up. Some Chinese stocks are rallying hard. Nike, Caterpillar, and Apple. That told me that the market might have something a little bit more under the hood that they might be having, to bounce these China stocks. Look at the winners. LI. That was on yesterday's video. For everybody was telling me about Long Island. That was a position. I built a bigger one yesterday into the close. I actually got up and got the high tick this morning. I'll actually show you on my screen again. Up gappers. Yesterday's mover. This is my screen. This is what I personally make. So look at the poppers yesterday in the range. It cuts off at 10% winners with, look at the range on these stocks. Just massive range. Massive range. All above the moving averages. This could be arguably overbought or oversold. Look at Apple. Dead long. It worked. Biggest losers with large range. ZI. Car down today. It worked. PDDs down today. Worked. Some of them don't. Some of them do. But as I say, net over time, we got this far by trading stocks with good price action, volume, and decent range. Meaning price action, meaning, if the futures run up 50 handles or 50 points and Apple's up $2 a day and doesn't go up on a 50 handle, that's kind of poor action to me. So price action means it should act accordingly, going with their respective indices and or financial instrument that you gauge it against. Economic calendar. Okay, let's go to my Twitter feed. What's going on here? Notifications. How you doing? I like myself. I very rarely do that, but today I'm going to do it. I'm feeling salty, as they say. TradeGate Hub. Let's go right here. We'll go to our stock page. Market Apple Computer. There you go, right at the high. An Apple Computer. Going by what we talk every day. There you go. Volume. 178% volume on Apple. You know how what Apple has to do in order the volume, it almost has to be 2 times its volume. It's a major accumulation with good range, finished at the high of the day. It's also safe to a degree, and it's been that safety trade. It's been working. So to no surprise, Apple's at the high of the day. I'm not in it, by the way. Typical. Let's go to top US gainers. We'll go by percentage. MDH, Airbus. See, now watch. See Airbus? Let me do that. Hold on a second. Where's Airbus? Airbus should be on. Just take a look. Airbus is right there, but it's not near the high, so we're not interested. My point being is that this list on TradeGate Hub, which cost us a lot of time and money. Seriously, I never bring that up, but it did. Is basically AMBA, BBW, AMBA, BBW should be on there. Trust me, it is. It's at the high, by the way. That's is not bad. Any volume? No, it's got volume. We only care about that. I'm going on a tangent. Airbus has volume. That's why it's on there. AMBA near the high of the day. IMGN, no interest. Dots, I might write it down. Mara, the Bitcoin leader, was up 5 today. Bitcoin must be going up. But that tells me that. Marna, SE, what has volume? Hood, and that's because Stevie Cohen says he wants to open a 24-hour exchange. Bad for Robinhood. More competition. LAC, that one was a good buy in the open, had a secondary. Team, crowd reverse, net. Crowd goes with net. Marna. That shows me that they're selling of them. It shows me that the market's rotating. Let's look at another one that I'm putting up here that I'm trying to volume the last 10 minutes. So this is what's coming with volume in the last 10 minutes. So this stock AHI moved with big volume in the last 10 minutes. I like that. AMBA still has volume. Mara, to no surprise. Let's go to my sexy list. If we're going off a tangent, don't worry about it. We'll get back to basics. UNP breaking new highs on 2 times relative volume. UNP tells me to look at the transports. Vertex, new high. $200 stock. Not interested, or at least not going to give it to waste my time right now with you guys. AHI was on our list before. NSC, a rail. SMH, semis at the high. UDOW, which means the Dow's at the high. Soxel, semis at the high. Okay, volume. So let's look what's weak. Maybe we want to fade something. T-Dup, no interest. Marna, WB, China. So they're selling off the crowd, these security stocks. CRWD goes with ZS. FUTU, Net, the payment provider. Unity Software, that's surprising. That sucks. Apologize with the vernacular. PDD also. Oh man, that thing can't get going. Vertex, Airbus, Turbo breaks down. That's off the list. So you get what I'm saying. What I'm saying is this. Okay, just punch up the chart right there. What happened? Get out of there. Punch up the symbol and it comes up. Trust me. Let's get back to the trading. Before I get to my my Twitter feed. AHI. Now that gives me confirmation. Because why? Last 10 minutes volume, AHI. See this? You got to follow Dave. He doesn't let you in on everybody because he's got a one of those locks. He lets you in. Believe me, it took me like 2 years to get with this guy. AHI Magic Go lows 2 to 4 names still on large. AHI stepping threes. We'll get a multi-day run. Got it. Noted. What else is coming? There's a lot of. By the way, the last time I checked on my feed, there were no tweets. None of this 15 months. Something's going on. Powell, Riot bullish. Apple bullish. Qs are bullish. All right, let's get to the videotape, as they say. Oh, futures are huge. Wow. GLD. Let me go to my screen now. Bear with me. I'm just trying to get a view of what the market's doing here. Bear with me. Okay, let's look at the screen. Let's look what's going on in the market right now. Here we are. All right, we're up 80 handles. Where's Mara? My lord, Mara's at 5. All right, let's look at donut. Okay, I came in longs. So let me switch to my screen, and I'll tell you why and how I handled it. And I think it was kind of mature, for a lack of a better term. But you know what? It doesn't have my trades here. It was in my other account, but I'll tell you what I did. Let me switch my screen. So now donut had a lot of Krispy Kreme. I started nibbling it again at the 200 day. It's had tremendous insider buying. So this is, let's go to a today chart. For some reason, my charts aren't working. I've had a problem with this. Let's go to the 5-minute chart, and that is including today starts right here. Right here. I sold it, came in. I'm looking at the long term. It had tremendous insider buying, where I took a positions. So once it held that 50-day, which was 14, open was 1372. I sold it around 1456, and look at that, it's breaking the low of the day again. That's how I handled the donut trade. I thought that was a good trade. Let's look at Long Island, for example. This one we did come in long on our videos today. It was actually our best idea. Long Island. How could you not like this? The EV play, one of our top plays. Once it broke out of the 36. Let me look at this right now where we took it. Dashes, triangles. Okay. Hold on a second. Okay. All right. So Long Island is where I was buying it at 30. Well, I came in long, as you know. So I actually it closed at 35.40. Have to look at this chart. Now I'm looking at the other charts. I'm looking at XPEV. With that gave me confirmation. That didn't help to act as healthy as it should. Look at the other EVs. Fisker. Fortunately, Long Island held in there and actually did revert. Oh, it's up $1.39 now. So once through the breakout of the 36.60, that's where I added to a pre-market. And then I saw it really open. It was up nicely this morning. I had to take some off. Show outside of regular hours. So my sales were all the way over here, as you can see, at 37.86. See here, I think I sold like 4,000 shares or something like that. And then it actually got as low as 35.50, and I'm selling it at 38. So it was a good trade. I'm glad I got out. Sometimes it pays to be out that morning. You know, you always take money off the table. They tried to flush it out. They did the rip. They ripped it up to 37.90, and they dipped it to 35. That's today's chart. Now it's back up. Difficult trade from here. Okay. Okay, what else we Amber. Move has been made. Riot. And you know what? The one that looked better, that was the one that looked better, was Riot. That never broke the moving averages as Mara, the proverbial best of breed, did. And I'm a little bit upset that it didn't take Riot. And this HUT, which led the way for some time, is a laggard. Where is this? Oh, now it's up 90 cents. You know what? It's got a flag. If you like Bitcoin, it's got a flag here. There are sexiers and there are other trades, but buyers gaining confidence as day ago. Powell's speaking right now, so let me show you my main screen. Here's the main screen, my main universe. Amba, Sierra, Robinhood. Oh, you know what? I also took a loss in Robinhood. Let me show you. Let's show you the Robinhood trade. Mature. I made better trades on my losers than my winners. Oh, you know what? I can't freaking bring this thing over. I'll show you here. Trend lines. Here's Robinhood. Okay, I came in long a little of that too. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, just because of the RSI, I was playing around with it. RSI was what? Like 16. So I was wrong. So the blue are my buys. So I'm buying Robinhood around 35.60, and I'm selling it at 26. So listen, considering where Robinhood came from, I'm looking for a $3, $4 move. So it wasn't acting correctly. So I'm buying it at 35.60. As you can see, these triangles, the 35.6, 25.66, 25.60 to 25.66. And I sold it at 26.09. Was I upset it went to 26.23? No, because right now the stock's sitting at 24 as I'm selling it at 26. That's a big move, and the market's breaking high. Here's the futures. How upset with you if you're long Robinhood and you're sitting for this thing? This thing's got to make it's not out of play. As a matter of fact, it might even come off my screen. I have no interest in Robinhood. What else is? Let me go back to my other main page. Banks acting well, I'm sure. GLD, GDX, laggard, run. For some reason that's down. Plug is a laggard. ARRY. Same thing with ARRY. So what's leading? Let's look. Wires today. Gap Store, GFS, NTAP. I'm going to take that. No interest in me. It's move Zscaler, CRWD, Donut. Great sale, Mike. I'm not going to lie. I'm happy with that. SDGR, TSP. That's one of our bigger positions. Anybody's been following. Now look at TSP here. How do I build this thing up? Freaking thing. They don't work like they used to. I'll show you here, TSP. Use. Good thing I didn't step in front of him, man. TSP, I like. A lot of insider buying. I wish they had a buy. I'm looking for a higher bolo January, but I'm long TSP. What else? Let's go to the main car. Reversed. The airlines came in. Fang, Leibu. Leibu put, hold on. It looks like Leibu put in its bottom yesterday. That was heavy volume. Look at the volume in Leibu, and it worked. So let's look at today. I sold it. I sold it pre-market, I believe. I sold it around 43.70, 44.10. You know what I mean? Good trade. Next. Micron's the stock of the day. MU. Semis. Breaking out. ON Semiconductor, same thing. Marvell Technologies, same thing. Western Digital, looks good. They even have Intel up. I mean, when Intel's up, then I know it's a good day. What else is lagging? SEV. Okay, I'll show you. Mature loss. I'll talk about Tim Fury relative weakness. It worked today. I had a lot of this thing. I think I had like 10,000 SEV. Now I was trying to pick the bottom on SEV today because the other EV stocks were good, and I thought it would hold that $15 option level. So I'm buying a lot of this thing. So I'm buying it. Where is this? 1550 to 1520. So SEV with the futures up 80 and a Chinese stock, just on a squeeze factor alone, should be up at least $2. So I'm buying the thing. You know what? What time of day is this right here? 10:23. I finally bit the bid and got out at 15. I think I had 10,000 shares. It's now 1482. No interest. It's off the screen for now. Dead. What else did I do today? Fizzler, GLD, Coin, SI. Another one that's going higher. Macy's had a bad reversal. Retailers had a bad reversal. Look at Kohl's. Now Kohl's is in trouble. This was the calling. This was the day they called. Right now, by the way, if you see where the futures are, the Nasdaq's up. Hold on. QQQ. Nasdaq's up 1.5%. The S&P is up 2%, and Macy's went the other way, breaking low negative. Kohl's going the other way. So Kohl's, the market's up 2%, and Kohl's was up 53, and now it's 51, breaking lower, and it's breaking every other moving average. That stock's in the penalty box for good. Do I have any questions here? Because it's getting a little active. Hold on. Yeah, I see. Okay. Trade game up. Let's go back to TGH. Okay. So you know what? What am I looking at now? The move's been made today already. The Nasdaq 2-week chart. Look at that. I would, you know what? I bet you coach would short this at 402 to take a stab at the QQQs. 402, 401 and a half. It's going to be all about the close today. Where's the VIX? As the market's going higher, where's the VIX? The VIX is, you know what? That poor VIX breaking down. All right. So you know what? It's a busy morning. Everybody stay tuned. And stock that I'm going to watch going into the close is CRM. I'm going to watch that. I think that's the big bellwether, and it'll give us an indication of if the Nasdaq's good or not. So CRM is a stock we're going to watch going into the close. So until then, everybody have a plan, trade well. We still like the EVs, we still like solars, and we're getting a little extended here, so we might look to fade something. Hold on, let me tell you what I'm looking at now. Apple remains the most aggressive call activity. Airbus, did that bounce? ABUS. Coming up on auction play. Maybe this thing bounced a little bit. ABUS, it did. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is Airbus is when we were looking at our 10 minutes ago. The thing was 428. Now it's 5. All right, this is out of the penalty box. It's got to close it. You know what? I want it more. Believe it or not, if it goes above 567, yeah, it could do it. It could do it. Airbus is on the list. What else? Before I let you go, Airbus is a stock I'm looking at also on the list. QQQ bearish, buy bearish, Apple bearish, Riot bearish. They don't know what they're doing. Hold on. So, okay, I'll get back to you after lunch. Until then, everybody have a plan, trade well, and we'll see you after maybe around 1 o'clock Eastern. Cheers.